So what is an overage? That's a weird word, right? Well, I'm going to educate you on what an overage is, and most importantly, how this can be an enormous, wonderful profit opportunity and business opportunity for you, helping people and making great money for yourself with a business that's very low cost to start and low cost to run, that you can start as a side business and grow it as big as you want. So let's get into the fundamentals. What on earth is an overage? An overage is money that's left over after a foreclosure auction. Can be a tax sale auction, meaning you didn't pay your real estate taxes, or it can be a mortgage foreclosure auction because you didn't pay your mortgage. It's money that's left over from that auction. You might say, well, how is there money left over? How does that work? Well, when the property sells for more than the debt, meaning more than the amount that's owed, that extra money is available for the former owner to claim. If it's a tax foreclosure auction, meaning they didn't pay the real estate taxes, they start the bidding at the amount of taxes that are owed with penalties and interest, but then often the properties sell for far more than that. And just if you had a property they owed $50,000 worth of real estate taxes and it sold for $100,000, there'd be a $50,000 overage, and that's the extra money that's left over. If you're talking about mortgage foreclosure overage, same thing with trustees sales. If you're from a Western state, it's the same thing. Then if you had a property, let's say you owed a $200,000 mortgage because you bought the house 10 years ago and basically fully financed it. But today that same house is worth probably $400,000. So it sells at an auction, even if it sells for just $300,000, which is $100,000 off of its as-is value. So that's pretty good. Well, if they only owe $200,000, there's $100,000 left over, because if they sold it for $300,000 and they only needed $200,000 to pay the debt, they take the $200,000 to pay the debt for sure, 100%. But then that money that's left over, that $100,000, that is claimable by the former owner. Here's the thing though, most of them never claim the money. And they don't claim the money because they don't know it exists. And the government doesn't say anything, because if they say nothing, then they get to keep the money. They don't have to give it to someone unless they ask for it. So governments don't have any incentive to tell people. Now, do a couple of governments send a notice? Yes. A couple of them will send a letter to the House, usually a couple months after the sale, which is dense legal gobbledygook. Your property was exposed to sale pursuant to public law, blah, 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 blah. It's like 3 pages of stuff. And if you read that, they'll say things like, if you want to know the results of the sale, contact our office and we'll give you information. Nobody's calling the office. If they took your house at a foreclosure auction, you're not calling the county sheriff to find out what happened. You're not calling the county tax collector if it's a real estate tail auction. If it's a real estate tax auction, you're not calling, anybody, because you just think they're going to ask you for more money and you're just like kicking a hornet's nest. Now, in reality, very often there is money left over, especially these days because houses have gone up so much in value over the past couple of years, that in both mortgage foreclosure and tax foreclosure, there are often substantial amounts of money left. But the money usually doesn't get claimed. The statistic that I have, one state did a full state study. They did it every year. And I looked at 3 years worth of those studies. And virtually every year, 72% of the money doesn't get claimed. 28% does get claimed. So just for round figures, 70% doesn't get claimed. So 7 out of 10 times they don't claim the money. 30% does get claimed, which is crazy because these people are broke. They lost their house at a foreclosure auction. They need the money very badly. And that's exactly where the business opportunity is. In the overages business, we provide the service of connecting people with this lost and abandoned money and getting them a big windfall that they otherwise wouldn't get simply because they don't know about it. They don't know how to do it. They don't know about it. They're just kind of going off, staring at their shoes, shuffling away, trying to figure out how to rebuild their lives. In the overages business, you come along and you're literally someone's hero. Helping them get restarted in life, helping them have an absolutely wonderful start to their new life without their house, which is really sad, but with this huge pile of money that they can get restarted with. And it's typical for us to get people tens of thousands of dollars. Sometimes we're getting them $100,000 or more. Very occasionally we're getting them hundreds of thousands of dollars. And no matter what, whether it's tens of thousands, 100,000 or hundreds of thousands, it is life-giving and life-sustaining to someone who just lost everything and all of a sudden they get this big windfall just when they need it. So it's a really cool business. Doesn't take a lot of money to start, doesn't take a lot of money to run, because essentially we're just getting the list of publicly available funds and we're looking up the contact information for the people. That's a little bit of internet research these days. That's easy. and we're calling them up and seeing if they want our help. And for the people that want our help, we sign them up, we go get the money, we get a percentage, they get the majority of it, and we all go on to the next day. And it is a really great feel-good business, a business where you'll like it if you want to be someone's hero, you'll like it if you want to help people get back up on their feet, and you'll like it if you like to make money in a clean, good business. So overage is really a great area to get into. The way the economy is right now, with a lot of people having a tough time, especially at the bottom part of the economy, it's a really great time to get into this. And because houses have gone up so much in value, the overages are bigger today than they've ever been, and there are more of them. Internally, we have a database with over $350 million worth of overages. Right now, over 14,000 people that need help, and every day there are about 3,000 new foreclosure sales. So just crazy amounts of opportunity. So what I do, I have a big overages business. I think the biggest in the country. I don't know what everybody does, but I'm pretty sure it's the biggest in the country because I've never met anybody who has anything remotely like we have. But even then, we're just not even scratching the surface. We're not even doing 1% of what's out there. So with that, you can just have a really amazing business. And I decided that rather than try to expand to cover 3,000 tax sales a day plus about 1,500 mortgage foreclosure sales a day, instead I would teach people. So I have an education business where if you want to know more about how to do this, I'm happy to show you how to do it. And you can do it as a business. I'm welcome on board because we need to help people that are losing everything to the government unnecessarily. So if you'd like to know more about that, there's a link down below to my intro to the Overages business, 15 or 20 minute video. It's free right here on YouTube. Just click on it and I'll give you the basics on that. And if you want to go forward with more advanced training, I have that available too. But no matter what you do, understand you're on the right path. This foreclosure overages is great. To me, it's much better than buying properties at the auction where you're competing with every Harry, Dick, and Jane with a checkbook, and often they pay too much for properties. That is not the way to make money in this. And dealing with tenants, toilets, contractors, and disaffected former owners, no thank you. The way to deal with this is the overage clean business. It's a financial business where you can sign people up, very low cost to run and operate, and all you have to do is put in the effort and you can get the yield. It is a really great business. So you're on the right track, so don't stop now. Click down below on the intro to the Overages business video, and I'll see you over there.